Hey everyone, welcome back to Stackship. Let's look at Redis hashes. So what is Redis hash? Redis hash is basically to store field and value pair in a particular key. Let's look at the example over here. So for users case, right, we want to store users information into Redis hash, name, age, and addresses that we can store into Redis hashes. If we want to store dynamic properties into the Redis so that it can be changed any point in time without redeploying the microservices or your application, so we can use Redis hashes. Redis makes sure that any field that we want to access is accessed with the bigger of one-time complexity. So to achieve this, it uses dictionary and hashing techniques. So when we are storing any sort of keys into the hash map, it first hashes the key and puts it into a particular bucket. A very high quality hash function ensures uniform distribution across the buckets. Collision handling is being managed or done using chaining to handle the hash collision. Redis makes sure that you can add as much field and values as much you want. So for that, it uses dynamic resizing. So it automatically resizes the hash table to maintain the performance. There are several use cases for the hash map in Redis. For our case, we might be using for like user details, storing into a Redis hash map, or we can store the properties for the microservices or the modules that can be updated dynamically. So if you are storing the properties into the files, then you are going to update the files and restart the microservice. But if you are storing into Redis, you can configure your application to dynamically read the values from the Redis itself. So let's look at some of the Redis hashmap operations into Python script. So in this script, I've already imported Redis, and this is my local Redis host and the port and the password for the Redis. First, we are going to connect to Redis using Redis library, which is already imported over here. So first thing what we are going to do in the key, I'm going to add a field and value. So for this case, here's the Redis CLI that we can verify what the key has been added to Redis. And this is the terminal where we are going to run the Python script from. So this is an empty array it is showing. So it means that this key is not present into the Redis. In order to create a key, we don't need a particular operation to create a key, right? If the key is not present, it will create the key. So let's run the script for the first use case. So it is saying that a name has been added to user colon 1000 hash. So we can verify if the name is added or not over here. So you can see that the name has been added. Let's look at the second operation. Second operation is hmset. Hmset is basically adds many fields at one time. With one command, you can add many fields. So here you can see the name, age, and email address of the user has been added. Let's look at the next command. We are going to use hget. You can see that it has returned value for the name field is John Doe. So it is returning a single value out of all these hashes. The next command is hgetall. Hgetall makes sure that you are getting all the values that has been stored, all the field values, a pair that you have stored into this hash, you will get it as a dictionary. This command returns if a particular field is present in a hash key. If it is present, it is going to return true, else it is going to return false. So let's look at the example. So here it is telling that does email exist in hash user 1000? So it is saying yes, the email field exists in this particular hash. So next command is going to delete a particular key, right? So how we are going to delete it? We are going to use htel, which takes the hash name and the particular field that we want to delete. So to make sure that it is getting deleted, we will get a response that we are not capturing over here right now, but we can capture the response and print it into the output itself. But we can check from here that the field age has been removed from the hash map. So hincreby is a command which takes hash name, field, and incremental value. So it is going to increment this field by the number that we are providing over here. So let's run this command and check. So here we can see that the age has been incremented by 1. So if the key is not present, it will create the key and put the value as the number over here. So this is going to return the number of fields that has been stored into the hash map. So you can see over here. So number of fields that is present is 3. So you can count over here 1, 2 and 3. This is the number of fields that is present into the hash map. We can directly run this command on the hlen and then user 1000, and it is going to return the response as the number of fields that is present. Hkeys is also a very important command. It is going to return all the fields that are present into a particular hash map. So here we can see that all the fields that are present are name, age and email address. So next command is hvals. So hvals is equivalent to hkeys, where all the values would be returned in one shot. So here you can see that all the values for those keys are returned. Okay, that's all we have for Redis hashes today. Thanks for watching.